Hello all MRBers and welcome to another NXT review with me, Mike McRock. I am one half of the Make Rock and Bolt Wrestling Review Show. Right now I'm going to give to you my review for this week's episode of WWE NXT. It almost went another full hour again this week, and it was another stacked show. Last week they done a pretty good job of really getting you ready for NXT TakeOver New Orleans, but this week's, they kicked it into another level. And I mean another level of just pure good to greatness. And the very first segment only solidified to me that we're in for a wild and crazy TakeOver New Orleans. With a certain match that I kind of hope that happens, and I'll talk about that. The first segment that happened on the show was Tommaso Ciampa. He came out and he was about to speak again, but he gets the boos every time. He tried to speak again, he gets the boos, same thing from last week and the week before. Somehow this week he actually managed to get a couple of words in. He just yelled out flat out, "He's gone," and a few others like, "He's gone and he's never coming back." He drops the mic. He goes out of the ring. He's scanning the crowd. He's looking at all the emoji icon Johnny Gargano signs. There's a whole bunch of them in the audience. And he actually went up to a few and rips up one of the signs. And he wipes his ass with it and throws it back like a good heel should. And he's even getting in front of an old lady and exchanging words at her, who almost forgot the right sign to boo him. It was the thumb down. And he goes up to this one fan's sign. It was a really big one. And he takes that, he rips that open, and this person is wearing a mask. And when the person revealed its face, it was a big surprise. It was Johnny Gargano. Holy crap. The fans just... holy crap. This segment was really good. I did not expect Johnny Gargano to come out the way he did. And that was the idea. That was the intention. And it was very effective. The crowd ate it up. What a reaction from the fans. The entire segment worked on so many levels here. There's a lot of energy. There's a lot of hype. There's a lot of excitement building up to the match here. That first segment was figuratively on fire. The show cooled off after it, but this entire first segment really gave that show that life, that boost, that energy right off the bat. It was well deserved, in my opinion. Now, even though I liked how it was done, when it was done for me, probably could have played that out a few weeks, just a few weeks, maybe until like the show TakeOver New Orleans. You could have done that here, but I get and understand why they've done it here, because it seems like that NXT needs a main event for TakeOver New Orleans anyway, and this is the one story that has the most build and this match that makes the most sense to main event TakeOver New Orleans. I really enjoyed it. I really dug it. Then we get to the first match on the show, and it was the final first round match in the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Memorial Tournament Classic Tournament. Now, originally, it was supposed to be Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch taking on Mustache Mountain, Trent Seven, and Pete Dunne. And this match came about when Tyler and this actually ended up being a couple of other guys. And the way the match came about was that Tyler Bate got injured, and he was supposed to team with Trent Seven, like I said, to take on Oney and Burch. And to me, this was a blessing in disguise, because I don't think Mustache Mountain is a team that matters in the whole grand scheme of things in this tag team division and in this tournament anyway. But I do hope that Tyler Bate has a speedy recovery, that's for sure. So then Roderick Strong puts his name in the hat, so he was in the match, and his partner of his choosing was the United Kingdom champion, Pete Dunne. Now, to me, this looks like a randomly thrown together tag team, but both of them have a common enemy in the Undisputed Era. So in a way, it would kind of make sense for that team to win this tournament. It could happen, but I don't know if I see it happening. It just felt like a thrown in team in the last minute, but as a result, the match turned out to be pretty good. It was pretty physical. Everyone got their moments in when they did. Of course, Roderick Strong and Pete Dunne went over, but really the stand-up performance was Oney Lorcan. His explosive offense upped this match to another level. Pete Dunne and Strong winning was, to me, the right call. Now that NXT has made the tournament a little less obvious here, because now there's a bit of interest with these two guys that are going to take on Sanity in the semifinals, because at a point I had Sanity for a lock last week in the final match, but now I'm starting to kind of question that just a little bit. But we'll see how this semifinal match will go come, I do believe it's happening next week. Then we get a match with Ember Moon taking on Aaliyah. There's really not much to talk about in this match other than this was Ember Moon's enhancement match to give her momentum for her match with Shayna Baszler at TakeOver New Orleans, which I still think should have had a stipulation like a submission match. I'm just saying. But this match here, it was whatever. It was fine. It did what it needed to do. And Shayna Baszler was on guest commentary for this match. I like how she appeared. It was like out of nowhere, like up on the stage, and you had Mauro Ranallo react to it like he was like shocked and afraid of her, which I like. I like how he reacted. The little things matter. So Shayna Baszler got on commentary. I understand at some point you have to do things different with your talent on the NXT roster. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I felt that Shayna Baszler on camera commentary was fine, but I don't think she added all that much to the match specifically, only just to put herself over and devalue Ember Moon, which was, I think, the right call for Shayna Baszler to do on the commentary table. And after the match, after Ember Moon wins the match here, you have Ember Moon and Shayna Baszler at the end. They have a stare down. Shayna Baszler is on top of the commentary table, and Ember Moon is celebrating with her championship. And they have this little verbal exchange going on without any microphones. And for some reason, I just can't seem to get into this whole thing at all. Anything that NXT has done and will do heading into TakeOver with this feud, I'm just not buying it. I'm not feeling it. I just don't give a crap. To me, this has to be the worst state of the NXT women's division right now. They have a boring NXT champion and a heel that should be booked a lot better, in my opinion. The way it's so frustrating. It's really more frustrating than anything to see the state of the women's division right now on NXT. I mean, at one point, like I mentioned earlier, you had Charlotte, you had Becky Lynch, you had Bayley, Sasha Banks, and Asuka. I get that you can't replace them. I get it. I understand that. But can we get some better writing, some better booking, some better characters, for crying out loud? This is what it's come down to, and I just don't seem to have any interest at all with Ember Moon and Shayna Baszler. If they booked them the right way, I'd be fine with it, but they really backed themselves into a freaking corner. I mean, I honestly don't care what happens in this match at TakeOver New Orleans. I don't. Moving on this show on NXT this week, Raul Mendoza came out. He was about to have a match, but then Andrade Cien Almas attacks him from behind. He throws him off the ramp. He comes in angry, along with Selena Vega. He cuts a promo. And he reacted to Aleister Black poking fun at Zelina Vega's height and all that sorts of stuff last week, and not taking CN serious at all, saying that Aleister Black doesn't respect him, and he calls him out for next week. And he went as far as calling him a piece of shit. And I like that Andrade Cien Almas has the anger and the passion behind the mic here. And while I do like the intensity with how he delivered his promo, his speaking ability is still not that clear at all. NXT should just step away from him with the microphone and just let Zelina Vega do all the talking for him. Maybe Andrade could speak a bit of Spanish, sure, but I think Zelina should do all of the English for Andrade. I mean, NXT is supposed to show CN's strengths and hide his weaknesses, and they're just not doing that good of a job. So this promo, for me, I had mixed feelings towards. On one hand, I really like how he portrayed himself in the promo, but I just couldn't understand what the heck he was saying half the time. I'm just saying. Then we get to a backstage segment with William Regal in his office, and he said that he will make an announcement next week that will change the landscape of NXT. Now, if you know the spoilers and stuff like that, you're not going to be surprised as to what it is. Now, if you're someone who doesn't know what's going on with the spoilers and you don't want to be spoiled, I am actually not going to spoil it for you. I don't know if I did or not in previous NXT reviews. You can call me out on that, but I like where this is headed. Sort of. But I still like to see a couple of things merge. That's all I'll say for that. Then we get into the main event of NXT this week. That was Adam Cole, baby, versus Cassius Ohno. This match overall was actually quite good. It was a lot better than last week's match with Pete Dunne and Adam Cole, and I wasn't a fan of that match at all. I wasn't. But it was so nice and refreshing to see a good main event this time around this week. And I like that it's not the same people in the same match over and over and over. There's a freshness to this match on that level as well. And what I really liked about this match was that Adam Cole won this match on his own. No Undisputed Era and no cheating either besides faking an injury. That's what I liked. And I like that the heel won clean here. It looked and felt legit, like it mattered for Adam Cole. He really needed this kind of win. He did. And when I look at Cassius Ohno now, he is an enhancement talent who is suffering from wrong place, wrong time. And I'm wondering if this losing streak of his is going to lead to something, maybe a heel turn. He could probably use one right about now. And he has been a heel before on NXT. And there was something there, but they dropped it. But you might have something there again this go around. He could probably benefit from it. I even like that NXT played on Cassius Ohno's size. Like he's a big dude because he is. It took a number of blows to take out Ohno. It took like 3 super kicks, a big move, and a Shining Wizard for the 1-2-3 for Adam Cole to get the win. To me, this match worked. It was a solid, stiff main event to close out the show. Really, overall, this week's episode of NXT felt like it had a sense of urgency, and it realized that TakeOver is just a couple of weeks away. So it had to go to another gear, and it was a necessary gear to get the fans ready for TakeOver New Orleans. Things have really been put into motion here, and while the build-up for TakeOver feels a little rushed, the potential matches that the show might have looks really good on paper, and we're probably going to get one of the best TakeOvers in a while. I'm going to give this week's show a 7.5 out of 10. If you saw this week's episode of NXT, what did you think about it? Feel free to leave those comments right here in the comment section below. And you can also hit that subscribe button down below this video as well to become an MRBer on the Mick Rock and Bolt Wrestling Review Show.